All right, hey traders, this is SM Trader. Today is June the 30th. It is 5:26 p.m. I am trading the MNQ. This is the 1 minute chart, and we are looking at one of the premier Thomas indicators here that I coded, which completely replaces candlestick charts. This is a much more accurate description of what is going on in the market. You can clearly see market structure much better. No need for chart patterns or support and resistance. And what we can see here is that we are in a rally. Okay, we have the LIC that has crossed the inversion level in the market. This is a level, a key level where once price breaks this level, it folds in on itself and then it will rally. Got some divergence coming in here. So currently up on this trade, so you can see we have bullish control. Okay, and yeah, see the bulls are completely pushing there. Okay, bullish control from, we've actually established bullish control from way back here. Okay, so there's a takeover attempt right here. Bulls took over, had some little small takeover attempt here, another one here, but bulls have maintained this entire time. As you see the white line here, as it breaks out from seller dominance, you see the bulls take over and sellers try to push back. Bulls just completely maintain it as indicated by the white line there. Same thing here, and we're good. See how we have the red line here. See, when the bulls were trying to have a takeover attempt, the bears completely won that takeover attempt up until right here, and then the bulls have dominated ever since then. And we can see here on the numerical reference, this indicates relative strength, the relative strength of this entire move here. So this is where the bulls really accelerated right there. And so when you see that, this cyan color indication, you're going to continue to get that push right there. And you can see here, see the series of ones, you can see the sellers pushed back in here. There was a takeover attempt, but it wasn't very strong. And that's what the numerical value of 1 means. Once you break out of that and you head up to the 2 and the 3s, you're off to the races. Okay, the highest numerical value you can obtain is a 5. And again, this is all looking at relative strength. So this is how something that I coded to denote the relative strength. And yes, I am speaking of RSI, but I use it in a very, very different way. Okay. And so this is a great trade. We're currently up, what, $2,854 right now on this trade here. And yeah, so we're just going to let it run. And just to give you guys a reference with the candlesticks, I'll go ahead and pull them down here. Let's see, let's bring this down here. So this is this white line represents another PAT, you know, that I coded, which is a price action tool, a very strict price action tool that again highlights price movement much better than candlesticks. Candlesticks are completely outdated, guys. So with the advent of AI and people are getting much smarter at creating alternative ways to look at price action other than candlesticks. But so we had buyer dominance right here, and so we just completely have the indication to completely stay in this trade. And you can see here, let's see, let's bring this over like this. You can see how the sellers just completely dominated this. This was from, was it 2:57 p.m. and I actually took this down trade down here, and we just stayed completely from 2:57 all the way to 3:55. Beautiful, beautiful trade there. And again, you can see the inversion level where price broke the inversion. There are basically 3, you know, some traders have figured this out. Other professional traders have figured out that there are basically 4 phases in the market. I have narrowed that down to 3. I've defined there are 3 distinct phases in the market. And this is one of them, and it happens every time you cross the inversion. Okay, the inversion level in the market. This is a hidden level. Okay, and I am the only one to speak about this. Other people see this, they know that an event is happening right here and right here, but they don't know what it is. But a lot of high level institutional traders will see this, but they don't know what they're looking at. And but when you hit this inversion level, price will tag it, come back, tag it, and then you will have a big explosive move. Same thing is happening here. You tag it, and you start to get the move here. As I bring this back, same thing here. Boom, big explosive move. Okay, and you break under this. You're going to take your down, move all down to here. And same thing here. Look at this huge move from tagging that level again. Okay, move here from tagging that level, and move here from tagging the level. Just it just goes on and on and on. So there are three distinct levels in the market. I'm only showing you two of them here. There's a third, which is neutrality, and I would have to bring up a different chart to show you what that means. But as far as right now, we have a master control here. So on this, and then this is a no-brainer because we also have current session open, prior session close. Okay, and so price tagged it here, and look at that insane accuracy, and then just went up from there. So we know we need to defend this level. Price is going to hold this level. Okay, it's going to hold this level, and if we lose this level, then price is going to dump. And in that case, we would have to come back to this inversion. Now we are going to come back and attack this inversion level. There's no doubt about it. Okay, because this particular PAT I call the big squeeze. Okay, and you would have to look at some of my past videos to understand what I mean by a big squeeze. I'm not referring to the TTM squeeze or the Bollinger Band and the Keltner channels. I'm not referring to that. This is a different event that occurs in the market. It's what I call chaos theory. From chaos comes order. So that's what I look at. I look at chaos, and it's followed by order. So here's a perfect example right here of chaos and followed by order. Okay, chaos. All this is chaos followed by order. All right, chaos followed by order. Chaos followed by order. So chaos here followed by order. So that's what the big squeeze event is. So we are going to come back and attack this inversion level and current session open, prior session close. It's going to dump right here, and it's going to come back, attack this level, and then we will either get another bullish control back to the upside, or this thing is just going to just dump. Okay, just completely dump. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten this trade right here. Let's see, what are we in for? Okay, we'll just do one more contract. Okay, so we're out. All right, so I could go ahead and, I should have took the exit right here, because you can see we established master control to the downside right there. This is what the red line means right here. So let's just take a look at our numerical values, the relative strength. So we had threes, we fell to a positive 2, and then jump to a negative 2. When you see a 2 that jumps to a negative 2, that's when you take that trade down. Okay, that's a drastic change in the event right there, right? Okay, this is actually a beautiful example. And that occurred, that change in relative strength occurred right here before the signal, before this whole dump even happened. So you got the signal before the event happened, and then followed by maintenance of a 2, came back to a 1, where there's just a little influx, right there, and then and continue to dump on down. And so beautiful example there. We have just fallen below the inversion level right here, so that's continued pressure to the downside. And yeah, Let me see here. Yeah, we are attacking that level. Man, I'm really missing that move. I should have jumped in. So here's the thing with jumping in. So never jump in the middle of a move. Okay, so when you see this, it's going to take a while for anyone not to feel FOMO. But I have learned that if you want to make the most money, you have to get in at the beginning of the move. Entry is crucial. It is crucial to everything, because this thing is designed to take your money as soon as you enter into a trade. Quite often, more often than not, you go into the negative. It's designed that way. It's designed to make you panic. So nailing those entries is the key, and that's why I created and designed my indicators. And in the PATs, they're all based off of a specific event that happens in the market over and over and over again. The market cannot move unless the specific big squeeze event occurs. Okay. It just will not move. And this particular PAT or indicator, it will never change. It will never get outdated. It will never change. It will not stop working. This event has happened since the inception of when charts were first created. You can go back and look at the very first documented candlesticks that were created, and this event has occurred ever since then, and it will always occur in the future. And again, as you see, we're continuing to approach that inversion level. Just like I said, we're going to tag it. That would have been a beautiful trade to the short side right there. And so there we go. So let's bring this back up. But yeah, this is just an absolutely amazing indicator, or PAT. And look, we're up at a 3 right here, so we're getting some strength coming in here. And yeah, so there we are. All right, guys. So that's a look on this indicator, which you see a lot of updates here. Okay, with the numerical values, and you see the LIC and the inversion level. So this is what's called a T phase event. When you see them cross, that's a T phase event, and that event signifies that price is going to move in a particular direction, and it's going to result in a really good trade. So there we go. All right, I'm SM Trader. I'm out. Catch you guys next time. Peace.